I've noticed on I've noticed on Twitter,
Yes,
you're getting very vocal. I love it.
I'm vocal. We're started. Let's go. Happy week to you. I like
Yes, and to
your
you.
baseball cap.
I am.
We've got it covered. I have a Ford cap and you have a Lincoln cap.
Well, that's pretty good. I like that, but I like Lincoln and I like Ford, and you
Yeah,
are a Ford.
me
You're,
too. So they put the depth chart out, and the Steelers did, and they also put out their plans for the first preseason game. And the usual suspects aren't going to dress. Mike Tomlin was saying, like Watt and Hayward, Russell Wilson, Isaac Seumalo, people like that. All right.
they're not going to dress. I missed that press conference.
It just happened. It's going on right now, actually.
Okay.
So that said, how much, if you're a player, a bona fide player, let's take TJ Watt or Cam Hayward, for instance. I've made the argument that they don't have to play one preseason snap to be ready. What's your take on this? Because I think it's the most overblown thing. They're not going to forget about how to play football. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, my thoughts are that I understand why you would say that, but I want to kick it off pretty quick, and I don't want to wait because the speed of the game, even though and you've played it before, maybe many years even, you take that time off in the off season, and it's not that you slow down, but you need to get back into that rhythm. Take the Houston Texans, for example.
Okay.
He's playing his starters.
He always does.
Right. And I don't disagree with that. And it's easy to say that until somebody gets hurt. And then you look back and you say, why did we do that? Why did they play? And I get that. I do. I understand all sides of it. And there's just different philosophies and different schools of thought. I would play them on a limited basis. I don't know. Mike has played them before. I don't know why he wouldn't know.
Generally later on in the preseason, in limited snaps, in a defined number of snaps for the most part.
Right. I think that's probably the right way. You do want to minimize the injury aspect of it, but you really want to get that momentum going. And case in point, last year we were all wowed with Kenny Pickett's preseason performance. It meant absolutely zero, nothing, zero, zip, nada. He was awful. He was terrible. And yet he made a very strong showing in the preseason. So What does it mean? What's the preseason mean? Absolutely nothing, as you said. However, mental conditioning, I think, is very important to get back in the rhythm. So that's my long story, making it endless. What is your opinion on it?
I wouldn't play one snap. I would take my chances. I always look at their risk-reward quotient and the situation there, that sliding scale. I just look. You can be overly cautious. I get that. That's an argument on one side, but I just wouldn't play them one snap. And might it come back to bite me and they not be ready? I'm sure. I guess. Whatever.
Well, they're going to start. They start a little bit behind. I think. It's not that they're not ready, but they get. Maybe the first two games they're not quite in sync. I think you have to get in sync.
Well, here's the thing. I'd be the first person to take a chance and make the data show me that. I would be. With every time we've ever talked about this, not me and you, but just the world, it's always been a hypothetical in so much as, well, I don't know if they'll get up to football speed and whatever, but nobody's ever put it into practice fully.
I think there's so much data out there that the analytics would show that. It's pretty easy to draw that information. And I'd be curious to see what the analytics say on that.
I would tell like TJ Watt, show up at the practice field, practice, go as hard as you can, figure it out, get up to football speed how you know how.
What's the difference then? You're telling him to go to practice and play 100%, but he can't play in a preseason game against people that really are your opposition. So I don't agree with that.
I'll tell you. You want to know the difference?
No.
So you don't want to know. You asked me. The difference is this. even though it's practice, the guys on the football field, in the back of their mind, they understand that at the end of the day, they're on your same team. And when you play in a preseason game, those guys, while they have respect for you, they don't have that same understanding. Because you could run into some goofball trying to make the team.
So you're saying don't really play 100%.
No, you have to. That's the problem.
If you don't, you will get killed.
Correct.
Go walk out on a football field and go half speed on purpose and watch some young rookie who wants a job come in and take your head off.
Right.
No,
So
can't do that.
And here's the other part. The preseason is going to go down to 2 preseason games soon anyway. It's going to be 18 regular season games and 2 preseason games. Like, that's happening in the next couple of years.
Well, here's the thing. Great news is I don't get a vote. So no matter what, it's all speculation, and none of it matters really at the end of the day, just a bunch of opinions. I guess what I would do, probably, if you're asking me what I would do,
yes,
I'd probably just go very limited, but I would get them in at some point and then ramp it up as we went to, like, if there were 2 preseason games, maybe 1 series, and then the second preseason game, 2 series, and then I'd be out. But you wouldn't do any of it.
None, not one. I would go unorthodox, and I would say, you know what? You want to run out of the tunnel. You want to go through a pregame warm-up. You want to do that kind of stuff and feel what it's like. Go ahead.
Is there any head coach right now in the NFL that keeps all the first stringers out completely?
I think someone did it last year. They did it with just a player or 2, but not all of them. No. Now with a quarterback, that's the one you kind of have to maybe get some timing in, right?
You have to. But then again, look at Russell Wilson. He wakes up in the middle of the night and he's hurt, right? I mean, or whatever happened to him. But
pushing a sled, yes. I think he did the Iditarod for how long he's been out pushing this sled.
Yeah, pushing a sleigh.
Yes.
Russell Wilson pushing the sleigh.
Yeah, there's no reason he needed to do that.
Is that the dumbest freaking thing you've ever heard in your life?
100%.
Russell Wilson, 35 years old.
Yep.
Super Bowl winner.
Uh-huh.
Unbelievable talent.
Yes.
Has a minor injury
that
can be recovered from just with time. And you put him on the sled. Who did that?
I have no idea.
Who did that? I have a personal issue with that, frankly.
This is the dumbest idea. What quarterback needs to push a sled?
My God. Yeah, I mean, come on. And especially one that you're bringing in first year. Anyway, let's get past that because I can't stand that even. The thought of somebody doing that
I know.
makes me insane.
It's boneheaded.
But let's get to the game.
All right, let's hear it.
I happen to believe, based on my requests for Steeler tickets for this very first preseason game, that the city of Pittsburgh is looking upon this game very differently than the past year's preseason games.
Yeah. Anytime there's a new quarterback or a quarterback they haven't seen, and this happened with Kenny Pickett too, there is a different craze or there is a different want or need to get tickets and see it in person.
Yes. But it's not just a quarterback. You've got a whole new look Pittsburgh Steelers team, a whole new look. And I think that people can't wait to see what it looks like on the field. I mean, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going. I'm going to be out of town. I'm not going. Actually, that's our backpack day. But no, I'm not going. But I'm telling you, the demand for tickets for that game is unbelievable. So I'm happy to see that, and I'm happy to see the renewed interest in the Steelers. Now, as you mentioned, as we record this, there was a press conference going on. Right. Was Brandon Ayuk part of that press conference?
No, he's not. And this is another thing. This is a big topic. I think people need to be careful what they wish for. Do the Steelers need a top-end receiver? Yes. And another top-end receiver? Yes. But they got to make sure that $30 million or whatever is worth that.
But they have it. But they have it.
They do.
They have it. They have it in cap space. They have it in cash. They have it. I think if you're going to spend, man, that's a guy. That he's a difference maker. And I can't even imagine San Francisco letting him go.
Well, they're going to. He's just not happy there. But I don't know if they'd let him go. Here's the other. I always think about the tentacles that come off of these stories, not just the initial story.
Yeah.
One of the tentacles is this. I think there's an understanding that in trying to get this guy, if they are, that George Pickens is more than likely going to turn wacky at some point, and that might be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and I understand that. He scares me.
Agreed.
But his talent is by far superior. He is an outstanding talent. But emotionally, I'm not sure. And I'm not sure he can withstand a 17-game season without some sort of a blow-up, much like what you said. I don't know. Have you been to training camp?
I've not, no. But here's the thing, which is crazy, and it's never been like this before. Well, it's been like this past couple of years. The amount of media that's there, the access they have, social media, every single play is documented now.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible. They do play-by-play of practice, so you don't have to go.
I do think it's a little different, though. I think it's a little different. I think actually Chelsea and Kara went yesterday and probably had a very different feeling than reading about it in the media, right? And it just feels different. I saw a video. Which I'm not supposed to have seen a video, but I did see a video of practice, and I saw the subject that we're speaking of. It just I don't know. It didn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I read
there's too much pouting. There's way too much pouting.
It didn't look like there was 100% effort going into the practice.
Well, okay, let's go backwards 2 steps. And you think about Ayuk, and you want to maybe go get him or whatever. But if you knew for the next 7 years, right, that you had somebody that was happy to be here, that was going to go all out, that was not going to cause any problems.
You wouldn't even think about Ayuk.
No, you wouldn't. And from a talent standpoint, Pickens is that guy. But
he's that guy. Oh, he's that guy. I hope and pray for him. I mean, his talent, man. He does things that just shouldn't be done.
But all the peripherals say there's a lot of question marks.
Oh yeah, there are, and listen, Omar. You know what I think of Omar? I think he had this plan written 5 years before he got the job. He knows what he's doing, and so I don't second guess him at all with whatever move. But I think he's given himself the cap space. This Brandon Ayuk story started 5 months ago, right? And I think that he really has planned for it. He's ready for it, and he's going to get him. If he wants him, he's going to get him. But that's the key word. Does he want him? And for all the reasons you say, I would say probably should have him.
And one more thing about Pickens. If they get Ayuk, Pickens is going to go in the tank even more.
Oh, yeah, his head. He couldn't handle it.
Nope.
Yeah, can't handle it. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But I want to be wrong. Now, let me just move over one and talk about number 22. Man, did he lean out?
Yeah. Preseason stuff in training camp stuff is interesting for me to talk about. Body type, body structure, running hard, all of that from a running back position. Sure. He looks like a linebacker running the football and still does. But I still have to see him hammer on first down, especially. And that has to happen in the games.
I think what you're going to see, because first of all, I was an advocate. There was a lot of people that weren't advocates. Him being our first round pick. I liked it. I did. I liked the pick because I watched him play. He's a monster. He didn't go from great to average just coming into the NFL because, and I know it's a different speed, different game. I get it. He still is that guy that can leapfrog people, that can run over people. He can do it all. I don't know if he gained weight in his seasons here, but right now he's lean. I haven't seen the analytics on it, but I'm going to bet that he's faster. And I think that if he's using that speed, and I'm telling you, I think the guy's going to be a star this year. And I think he's playing for a contract, and I want him to get it. So I think I'm excited about it,
Right.
and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm apprehensive, and he's the kind of guy you'll know after 4 games what you got in him.
Okay, right. I'm going to jump right back here real
Sure.
quick, and then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
The wide receivers coach, who is it?
Oh, this new guy that everybody is infatuated with, or in a way, unorthodox training methods too. So they're apprehensive. At first, you know what? He has them out there with folding chairs and doing different things. And at first I was like, okay, I don't know. But then the more I thought about this, I said, maybe it's a good thing that all these guys are brought back down to the elementary level and then built back up.
You know what I love about him?
Tell me.
I believe he's a word that starts with a P and ends with a K. I love that about him because he is not going to tolerate the head games. He's like, this is it, dude. This is the way we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it, and this is when we're going to do it.
Well,
no BS.
I'll describe it this way. Like, and I said this to somebody not too long ago. It's weird that we're on the same wavelength. He ain't there to be their friend.
He's not, and I love that. I mean, I hate the word disciplinarian, but it's not disciplinarian because that's a person. Discipline is the game. He's got discipline for the game, not disciplinarian as a mean school teacher. He's not that. But it's a discipline, it's a structure, it's a craft, and this is the way we're going to execute that craft. Yes. So I love it. I do. I'm excited for it. I think it's what we've needed.
I would agree. You
can see I've got great passion for this year's team, the coaching structure. I'm so excited that Matt Canada is on the beach somewhere instead of in training camp. Did Matt Canada get a job somewhere?
No, not that I know of. He doesn't need one.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm excited, and let's go Steelers.
Let's go Steelers. Enjoy that cap. You know you have the sticker on it still.
I do because it's new. I have to decide whether I'm going to buy it or not.
Well, number one, if you leave it on too long, it'll make a ring on there once you take it off. So you need to make that decision very soon.
Yeah, well, I have a shiny forehead. So.
And number two, I think you probably know a guy who can get it for you.
I know. I'm going to call you.
Do you really have to buy it?
I do.
Okay. All right. I bought this one. Look at it.
Oh, see, your head looks like mine.
I know. Well, you like this hat?
I love that hat.
I know. I had to go factory store. How about that? They don't make a lot of these.
We'll buy you a hat.
No, this is the one I want. I got the one I wanted.
Okay. So maybe you could alternate.
Next week, I'm going to Detroit. Well, Michigan for Michigan International Speedway.
Oh, your son will love that.
Welcome to the Irish Hills of Michigan. That's what they say there.
Oh, my God. That's so fun.
I'm excited. All right.
Well, all right. Listen, I'm done.
I'll see you.